welcome back to another episode of the Soup Bowl. I'm your host, Renee Murdoch. I am so happy that you are here today, watching, liking, sharing, putting in your comments, giving me your thoughts, giving me your feedback, and also giving some little life hacks yourself. I am so happy to be going on this journey with you, and I hope that you're happy to go on this journey with me as well. Why? Because we were never meant to do life alone. Thank you so much for joining the Soup Bowl, because we do know that when you get in the Soup Bowl, life gets messy. And we all about the messy because we can clean it up, right? So that's just what it's about. All right, so everyone, we've been talking about for the last couple of pods about travel and traveling smart. We're in like this holiday season. Some of us, it's always the holiday season, so kudos to you. Round of applause. So, some of us gonna get there, so we gotta be a little bit more strategic about how we travel when we travel. Excuse me. So this episode, we're gonna be wrapping it up about staying safe, right? Looking at those rewards points. We talked about that a little bit in traveling mindset. So again, I am not your guru when it comes to travel. However, I do have my little hacks because I'm always about them coupons. I'm always about that deal, and I'm always about saving money. And so hopefully that is your mindset as well. I'm doing this because my mini-me or, little girl did some things. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, come on now. Like, are you retaining what I'm teaching you, what I'm throwing out there, what I'm throwing down, what I'm putting down, all those things? Are you listening? Okay. So anyway, so we're going to get into this Traveling Smart series and about how we're going to adopt the right mindset, right, to have an enjoyable trip. See, some of us, we stop traveling because the money is looking funny, or we're just too stressed with the planning, and so we just don't want to do it, or again, we're just kind of like, I don't want to do it. I just want to be by myself. I don't want to go nowhere. I'm afraid to get on the plane. I'm afraid to get on the train. I'm afraid to drive so many miles. I'm afraid to walk. No, so we just out here. So first thing is staying safe, traveling while doing a solo or whatever. So hold on just a second. Hello? I'm doing a podcast. Okay. Love you too. Okay. Talk to you later. Okay. Love you. Mhm. All right, and so getting back to this, right? So it's staying safe, while while you're traveling solo. This is, the part where a lot of us may or may have not done. I know little girl is into this little right now, and so you want to make sure that you are sharing your itinerary, right, with someone that's back home. So you want to share it with, trusted, right, family members, whatever, and also one that's back home. You want them to know where you are going, because one, if you don't make it back, they ain't seen you, talk to you in a couple of days, right? They're knowing where to look, go, whatever. And I'm not talking about, oh yeah, so yeah, I'm going here, I'm traveling, whatever. No, where are you going, right? When are you going? When are you supposed to get there, right? Where are you staying at? Like, people need to know. Again, you are not in this life by yourself. And if you hear some of these unsolved mysteries, watch them, right? Read about it. Okay, let's put it like this. It is more likely that your case will be solved, or, right, that we can get to the bottom of it quickly if people know your whereabouts versus no one knew anything, right? You went on a trip, you were supposed to be going by yourself, but you went with other people, or you went with air quote boo. So people need to know where you're going, right? Avoid arriving late at night in unfamiliar places. If you're going somewhere and this is your first time going, right, you're even by yourself, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know, like, oh, I got an Uber, whatever, don't land or don't get into place late at night. That is just a higher risk, right, of something happening, especially as a young lady, right? You don't want to do that, right? So research shows that local scams and known, right, research about scams, right? What are the local scams, right? Especially if you're traveling overseas and you have to, get transportation or whatever. What do you need to avoid? If something don't look right and it's just not settling with you in your shanda, then don't do it. Don't do it, okay? If you have to take an Uber, if you have to take a cab, if you have to take some type of service, you want to make sure that you let, again, those that whom you may be meeting up with or those back home know, boom, this is where I'm at, this is the color of the vehicle, this is the license plate, bam, boom, bada. You want to share your information. Stop trying to be all secretive. Stop trying to say I'm grown and nobody don't need to know. No, they do need to know. They need to know, and you need to be forthcoming and let them know as well. This is for your own safety. This is for your own safety. Also, you want to know that you know the basic emergency numbers. Look these things up before you go, especially in international travel. Know the basic emergency numbers. Make sure that you have some type of international travel plan. With some phone companies, right, you can purchase just as you travel. You can purchase by day. So you want to make sure that's in place before you land, all right? Make sure that you stay in a well-viewed area. You don't want to go off and be in the mountainside by yourself. I know if you're the kind of person and you love serenity, you don't want to do that by yourself, right? You want to make sure that you're with someone when you want to go off and, off into the sunset or whatever the case may be. But you want to make sure you stay in a well-viewed area, right? So if you're traveling by yourself, make sure you stay in the city area, right, in a more high traffic area, so that you are visible at all times, okay? Staying safe while you're traveling solo. Again, yes, you may be grown, but do you want someone to be aware of your knowns? Okay. We don't want to be looking at the knowns with no life in it and saying, can you identify? It's real. It's real. I know you're like, oh, she's so extreme. No, because it's real. Every day, someone is being abducted. How do you avoid this? By following those tips. By stop saying you grown and nobody don't need to know. So I'm going to help you out with that, right? So when you're with your family, you still need to travel smart as well, in safety. You just can't be out here willy-nilly, oh, I'm with everybody. Because how many times do we know that you're with a group, right, with your friends, and someone gets left behind? You're like, oh, okay, don't worry about me. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to finish my food, and y'all go ahead and go without me. Do you know the whole time that y'all sitting there, eating and things of that nature, someone is watching? Someone's watching. People don't just get snatched up like that. Someone is watching people's movements before they go ahead and act upon it. So that's the same thing when you're traveling solo. Try to switch up your routine. Don't make it the same thing every single day, right? Unless it's in a public area, do not do that. They are watching your moves, right? They're even watching to see if you are really by yourself or if you're with someone. And if you're walking by yourself and you're feeling like someone's following you, quickly go into a nearby store, whatever the case may be. Do not run into an alley. Do not run into an alley. It's so annoying when you see these movies and it's like, it's like all types of videos out there, right? That just, talks about how different people, if they think someone's following them or where they run to or what they're doing, it's just insane. Do not go into an alley, okay? Or whatever. Or even pull someone up and pretend like you're talking to them. Or you met up with someone, right? These are all tips and tricks that will help you get back home safely. So when you are in a group, right, and you go somewhere, make sure that you have a central spot, right, that everybody knows if you get separated that you're going to meet back here. Also, if you decide like, hey, we're going to go off and explore ourselves, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. It is not 1, 3, 4, 5, whatever. No, 2 by 2. Do not go alone by yourself. Again, if anything was to happen, you need someone there to can help you get to safety, or go get someone that, can help with the situation, right? Also, you want to make sure that you use air tags, right? Trackers, right, on your luggage. You're traveling with children. Yeah, they just be doing too much. But you're traveling with children, then you want to make sure that you have these trackers on them. Be creative with it. Be creative with it. I remember one time a parent had said that they had put the tracker in the ponytail. That's very creative. Using it as, I think they hid it at that time, but you can use it to kind of blend in, right? Making it seem like it's part of the hair accessories. So we must get creative about these things, right? We want to put it on the body where it's not going to live. So like you say, like you put it in the shoe or something like that, and if someone is abducting, right, that's very common that they're going to remove that, or you put it in their book bag, right? So things to think about, right? Getting creative in where you actually put these trackers at. You also want to discuss your expectations, right, ahead of time to avoid arguments, like activities, the budgets, right, wake up times, where you need to go, when we're going to go, what's the ideal when we hit ground or whatever, what's the transportation, especially if your children are older. You want to get them part of the planning process. If you're traveling with friends, you want to make sure you map all of that out before you get there, even like who's paying what and how and what. Look, don't put yourself in a bind that you don't have to be in, right? And like you thinking that you forking over everything and someone else is like, yeah, okay, I'm going to hit you when you get back. No. You going to hit me now. You going to hit me now, right? You going to hit me now, because we not doing this. When we get in that Uber or whatever the case may be, split payment. This avoids everything at all costs. Do not be like, okay, I'm going to get the tickets, and then, so you get the tickets, and then I'll get the lodging, and do not do it, my friends. Do not do it. If you want to make sure that your seats are together, yes, you can agree that, okay, one person will purchase the ticket. I'm going to need your part up front now. I'm going to need it up front. This is how much the tickets are running. I'm going to need your part up front. Because as soon as you don't give me it, and within 24 hours, guess what's happening? That ticket gone. And I'm deciding whether I still want to go to this event or not. And so my ticket is still there. That's how we rolling. It just helps avoid a lot of falling out, a lot of unnecessary argument, a lot of unnecessary tension. Just don't do it. Even talk about food, right? Where you're going to eat at. Yeah, that's a big thing. Where you're going to eat at. Yes, that's very, especially with someone like me. You want to talk about these things again up front. Activities. What are we doing? If we're just going to lay around, then say we're just going to lay around. Or there's going to be a day that we're doing outdoor activities. This day we're doing indoor activities. This morning, I remember the first time that I went to Disney, and little person was little person. And so when we went to Disney, everything had to be bright and early. So it was like, boom, wake up, we downstairs, we're eating breakfast, we're on that first shuttle that's going to Disney. Yes, that's exactly what we did. And we did that for 3 days straight. And you know why? Because I have this thing about massive crowds. Just unnecessary noise to me. I just think about the time that, I don't know. Anyway, that was a thought. So I made sure that by noon, and also because of the heat, by noon that we were back on a bus slash shuttle taking us back to our resort. Yes. And we relaxed a bit, we got lunch, and then if we wanted to go back out, we did, or we said, okay, we're going to go back out in the evening because we're going to go see some activities at night. So that was what was, and then it was one day where it was like, we're not going at all. So it was like 3 days we went to parks, and then other days we did not. Again, talk about these things because you don't want to be sitting there, and I had to learn this, right? Because I'm an early riser and other people are not. And so I had to learn the hard way that we're not going to get on ground and y'all won't sleep in, and then it's like, because they want to leave out like at 10. The whole day is gone. The whole day is gone. It's probably not gone for all of you, but it's gone for me. Do you know what I could have did by 10 a.m.? I'm just saying. But anyway, so you want to make sure that you're having these conversations. And another point is you want to keep your children's IDs, right, in emergency context on them discreetly, right, even on yourself. You should not be, I would say stay away from clear baggage unless you're going to an event, right, and that's where it's only allowed to have. But I would not be traveling with clear types of bags, okay? And again, we talked about I think one time there was maybe we were watching 48 Hours, or maybe it was Unsolved Mysteries. I don't know. But anyway, that the mother or one of them had sewn the initials, right, of the child name into their clothing, right? And so so when they found them or whatever, they were able to, identify that they believe that this is the child that was missing and do some background or whatever, and then they were able to locate the mother as well because they had both been kidnapped. So those type of things is very helpful when you think about, how you're going to do that. Let's keep it moving. All right, so here's some things we talked about the bags, right? Making sure that you got photocopies, right, of your IDs, your passports, things of that nature, just in case. If you're overseas, just make sure that you have those things on you at all times. It's not like, I don't need it anymore because I'm not at the airport. No, you need that passport. There has, of course, been stories where people are like, oh, yeah, you're not a U.S. citizen, right? People have gotten held up, right? And, because they did not have anything on them, right? Identifying them of who they are. Right? Make sure you want to use crossbody bags, right? You want to make sure that you use what we call them fanny packs or whatever, to keep items on you. Don't carry your bag just on one shoulder, but you want to make sure that it's crossbody. Try to keep that crossbody, especially if it's in a high traffic area, places, a city area that's high traffic, event, concert, whatever, that you keep that bag in front of you and not behind you, my friend. Keep it in front of you and not behind you, my friend. Just saying, all right? Don't keep all of your cash, right, and your cards and everything in one place. Ask yourself, do I really need to have all this cash on me? Is it necessary? If you are traveling international again, then how much money do you think that you need based upon what you're going to be doing? Is it, better to wait until the day of, like, I'm going to go shopping, and so now I have this money that I'm going to use, versus I'm going to carry all this money on me, right, and I'm not going to use my cards. But that just goes back into what type of bank you have and making sure that you get the savings that you need if you're going to be using transactions with your card, because there are, of course, some international fees sometimes with that. So just think about that, not keeping it all in one place. I personally, I don't carry, depending on really where I'm going, like sometimes I don't even take my wedding ring with me to certain places. I just don't. When I say I don't take it with me, like it does not get on my mode of transportation. So it doesn't come with me at all. It stays at home. And I have my reasons behind that, based upon where I am going and what I am going to be doing. I don't want to have to worry about the keeping it safe or whatever. And I know some places they have the safe, that's in the room that you can possibly use. But again, I ask myself, is it necessary? Do I really need this? That what I'm going to be doing? Then I don't take it, right? At the end of the day, you want to trust your instincts, right? When it comes to anything, like I said before, if something feels off in anything that you're doing, get out of the situation, remove yourself from the environment, get to a place of safety where you feel more comfortable at. Don't try to, tough it out, because someone's going to say, oh, you scary chicken or whatever. If you with a group of friends or family, like, hey, nah, I'm not good, I have to go, right? And get somewhere where you're safe at, right? Number four, getting the most out of your rewards program. There is literally so much when it comes to that. And like I said again, there are people out there right now that this is what they do for a living. They're out there researching, grinding, spending, experiencing, right? All about all these rewards things. I want to just say, number one, you're going to have to read. And then you're going to have to ask someone, right, maybe to come to the best conclusion for you. It is for you and no one else, because you know what it is that you need and you know how you travel. Everybody's not the same. So what one reward system might work for one person, it might not work for you. So just keep that in mind. It's not to say that the reward system is not great. It's just the fact that it's just not for me. It's just not for me. Like, I don't travel Southwest, and I think I said this before, I don't travel Southwest like that to be getting their travel card, right? So like right now, they have a really great deal. If you travel Southwest a lot, right, that you can get 85,000 points for opening a travel card with them. That's really awesome. 85,000 points, okay? So most places, I think I've seen 75 at the highest that I've seen thus far. But I was like, oh wow, that's really great. But I don't travel, okay? So you need to know the difference between like airline miles, right, the credit card points, right, and the hotel loyalty programs. You're gonna have to look that up, right, and see what that means and how those can cross, pollinate and help one another out with certain things. You can even link it right to certain things. Like if you know that you buy, like it's linked to, I'm gonna say for instance, a grocery store like Publix, or what's the other store? Not Wegmans, but Publix and like Amazon or something like that, right? You know that you shop there all the time. You know that you shop there all the time. You're in there all the time. You're online with it all the time. Why not, if it's part of like, hook your card to that so you can get more points off of that? So you could get points off of every dollar you spend, but if you were to connect your card to those particular places, then you're doubling, you're almost tripling your points, because you can get points on both ends. I'm getting points with that particular place, which is the grocery store, and then I'm doubling my points on the other side because I linked my card and they have an agreement, right, in regards to that. So you can actually get your points up quicker than you would by just using them as solo entities. So think about that. Make sure you look into it. If you're already going to shop online, then just go ahead and do it. And I know sometimes it's like, man, I didn't even think about that, because it's the same thing with Fresh Rewards. I didn't even think about that. So, man, I lost those points, right? Because I could have went online and I could have got more points if I shopped online versus going into the store. So, again, you got to know the hacks and what you're going to use them for and how you're going to do it. Let me tell you, if the reward thing, if I go to a place more than, depending on what it is, but if I go like more than 3, 4, or 5 times or whatever, I'm signing up for the rewards program because it's free. It's free, and there's no reason why I should not sign up for it. Like, it's free. So I'm going to get some deals, right? I'm just not going to leave free money on the table. If you're not signing up, then you're leaving free money on the table. And this is so funny because, first of all, when I got the travel card, Murdoch was so against it. Oh my gosh, I said the person's name. This person was so against it that they went years without it. So every time because majority of the time we were traveling together. When they start traveling by themselves and had to do certain things, guess what? They wasn't getting those perks as though they were traveling with me. And so it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, right? And so they had to come on board. Like, again, you have to know what's best for you in your situation, right? So you can stay, on a certain, level of things when it comes to your travel and how you want to travel and your rewards point. Because I'm like, look, you can do that over there, but why not? Like, you do this every single day. You purchase from here every single week. You have the money. Why not use the card and then just reconcile it at the end of the week? Hello, somebody. Again, making sure that you use all the hacks and the trades that you can, right? Know your card's bonus categories. And that's what I was just basically talking about, right? The dining, the groceries, the shopping, right? The traveling. Know what they are. Use them to the best extent possible that you can, right? So I know that I like Nike, and I'm going to be purchasing Nike somewhere, whenever, whatever the case may be. So if I can go through one of the reward programs, right, and I purchase online through Nike.com, I can get points, right, both ways. And so, boom, there you go. So I'm earning my points. I'm earning my points. I haven't got like other, people pay the games to get the points or whatever. That's one thing I don't do. I don't play the games. However, I do scan the receipts. Hello. All right, so you want to use your airline or and also your hotel shopping portals for extra points. So other than using a third party, I want to do airline tickets. Although I still am a card holder, like a particular airline, I still go through the third party because I want to see what their prices look like. And then I look at that, and then I go to the actual site itself, and then go through there. And then they also have, again, the shopping portal. So if I go through their shopping portal to purchase what I'm already going to purchase, yes. It does take time. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not like a bam, bam, it's done. But again, if you go to the gurus of this or whatever, and you know what you want to do, then it's not going to take as long because somebody already did the work and the research for you, so to speak, all right? So you want to make sure, again, that you compare the cash versus the point value before redeeming. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I know when I'm doing my rewards or certain things, I'm looking at, okay, how much would it cost to travel through points versus buying a ticket? And then I'm just accumulating because maybe I'm saving up these points for something else in the long run, right? So never overspend just to earn your rewards. You want to shop just like you normally would. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to go and spend $150 here so I can get this or whatever. Don't do that. It's almost like, the right now in the season where they always do the gift card things. Like if you purchase so much in gift cards, then we're going to give you a $10 gift card or whatever case may be. If you don't eat there on a regular basis, then don't do that. Don't do it. But you know that you eat there on a regular basis, then it's a great way because I'm going to get, look, if I spend $50 Panera bread and a gift card and then I'm going to get an extra $10, why not? Because I'm going there every single day. I don't go there every day, but I'm just saying. Some people do, right? If there was a Starbucks thing or a Dunkin' Donuts thing, whatever the case may be, you know that you do that every day or you're there at least once a week, then yes, why not do it? Why not buy the card? Like we had an event and I was like, go ahead and buy the gift cards. He's like, why would I need to buy the gift cards? I said, because you're going to get gift cards back. So I'd rather, if I'm already going to spend this money, then I might as well get some money back. That part. All right. So knowing all of this, we're wrapping this thing up, right? You want to make sure that you are traveling smart and you have a traveling mindset as well. There could be some delays, right? Everything is not going to be perfect. What is perfect, right? There are going to be some hiccups along the way. Somebody might be late at the meetup point. You're going to have to make a decision. Are we going to leave them? I'm talking about getting to your destination. I'm not talking about the outing, right? So you don't want to leave nobody like that. But you want to make sure that, right, that this is a nice time, again, stress-free, and thinking about that. You want to think about the weather, right? Things could turn on you, and maybe you weren't prepared for it, right? but do be open for new experiences as you're doing this. Flexibility, right, is the biggest supporter in your travel. I, again, had to learn this because I'm planning everything out. Someone might get sick, and because it happens, somebody might get sick, so all the little plans that you had done went on down the drain, and there it goes, right? So you want to make sure that you enjoy the moments, right, that are planned and those that are unexpected, right? So I want you to thank you for joining me for this 3-part series. We kind of went through this a little quick. We didn't dive as deep, but I do want to encourage you to go out there and look for those bloggers, right, or those people that do the vlogs about traveling. They can give you some great information, especially about your rewards programs that you've been looking at. I do encourage you to get on one if you are not on one, and get yourself a travel card because you're already traveling, so why not do it, right? So if these episodes help you travel smarter, that is so great. I want you to talk about it, muse about it. And if you have some traveling hacks that you want to share with the community, I encourage you to do that, right? And leave us an review, okay? So don't forget, all right, that I'm going to be putting smart, if you want to travel smart checklist, let me know, and I'll get that to you, and I'll show it to you because it's always about that list. I like having a list and checking it off, right? It's so good to do that. All right, so I appreciate you all joining in on today. Do know that leading is teachable, and I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Peace until next time.